In a small town in eastern Nigeria, there was a girl named Nneka, a young woman whose beauty was matched only by the goodness of her heart. She was gentle, hardworking, and above all, trusting. Her best friend Amara was like a sister to her. They shared secrets, dreams, and even meals from the same plate. One day, Nneka met Obi, a charming young man with a smile that could melt even the hardest heart. His words were soft, his laughter warm, and soon Nneka's heart danced to the rhythm of his love. She told Amara everything, trusting her friend with the joy of her blossoming romance. She would say to Amara, smiling into space, Obi is the kindest man in this village. He always puts me first in all his plans. She would let her know how generous Obi was. Obi bought me a new blouse, she would say. Obi is the love of my life. He was sent to me from God. I couldn't have asked for more. One day, Amara was going home when the rain started. She had to run all the way home drenched, only to meet her friend Nneka on the way, being escorted by Obi, who held an umbrella over her head to shield her from the rain. They both stopped to greet Amara. As they passed, she smiled back and nodded, but Amara, filled with envy, vowed in her heart to snatch Obi from Nneka on that day. All of a sudden, Amara became nicer to Obi. She passed by his shop every morning to give him freshly made okpa, a local delicacy which she sold at the market square. Obi was drawn to her for her kindness and soon started comparing her with Nneka. Their friendship soon blossomed into a secret romance. Obi became distant from Nneka and kept on giving excuses on why he couldn't spend time with her. One day, Nneka decided to visit Amara on the way back from her mother's shop. As she got closer to Amara's house, she heard voices talking from outside the window of Amara's room. One of the voices was Amara's own, and the other, Amara's mother. They were talking about Amara's marriage introduction. Amara was concerned about how she would break the news to her friend Nneka about Obi's marriage proposal to her. Amara's mother said to her, "Don't worry about that. She will have to deal with it. The man has chosen. You won and she lost. Let's focus on the preparation for your in-laws." Nneka couldn't believe her ears. She ran home immediately. Her heart was pounding and she was unable to think straight. Tears freely ran down her cheek. How could two people she held so dearly betray her this way? By the next day, people started whispering about the romance between Amara and Obi. Unable to bear the whispers of the town and the weight of her broken heart, Nneka left her village. She carried nothing but a small bag, her mother's prayers, and the hope that somewhere far away, life would be kinder. She journeyed to Lagos, the city that never sleeps. At first, life was hard. She worked in a small eatery, serving meals. She worked from morning to 5 p.m. and went to evening classes at 6 p.m. She obtained a diploma in company secretarial studies and started applying for jobs in companies. She was called in for an interview in a multinational company, and that's where she met him. His name was Chike. He was a wealthy young man with skin as dark and radiant as midnight velvet. He was the son of the owner of the company where she was being interviewed. Their eyes met as he walked into the interview room to collect a document, and he was immediately mesmerized by her beauty. He lingered for a moment, pretending to be looking through the documents while he listened in on the answers she gave to the interview questions. Impressed by her delivery, he put in a word for her with the HR. "I strongly recommend you consider the candidate I met in the interview room when I came to pick up documents. She looked presentable and spoke intelligently. I believe she would be a good addition to the team." The HR manager nodded in agreement and also said complimentary things about her. Nneka was employed a week later, and as it was predicted, she was an impressive employee. Shortly after her resumption, Chike and Nneka became friends. They went to meetings together, and she documented the minutes of the meetings efficiently. Chike became very fond of her His fondness slowly grew into love. Chike showered her with gifts daily. After 6 months, he proposed to Nneka. Nneka was overjoyed. It felt like a dream. Chike had replaced the joy Amara and Obi had stolen from her. He treated her like a queen, lifting her from the ashes of betrayal into the light of love. With him, Nneka learned that true love does not have to hurt, nor does it betray. It builds, protects, and honors. A year later, Nneka returned to the village for her traditional wedding. She sat confidently in the passenger seat of her fiancé's expensive car. News soon got to Amara and Obi that she was around. Amara still sold okpa in the market, while Obi still ran his small barbing salon on the road leading to the market. One day, Nneka decided to go to buy food stuff, and she saw Amara. Amara was heavily pregnant. She bent her face in shame, but Nneka had already seen her before she docked. "Hello, Amara," she said as she walked up to her. This was the first time they had spoken since the betrayal. Amara looked up at her ex-best friend. Nneka looked radiant and even more beautiful. "Nneka, I am really sorry for how I hurt you. I was greedy and jealous, and I truly regret my actions. It's okay, Amara. I have forgiven you already. Besides, your betrayal was a blessing in disguise. It led me to my Chike, my fiancé," she said, smiling. "I hope you can make it for our traditional wedding this week, Saturday. I would love for you to come." Amara nodded in affirmation, and Nneka smiled and hugged her before heading down the road. That night, Amara could not sleep. She told Obi about everything, and he felt bad too. They both decided to go for the engagement to atone for their betrayal. The day of the traditional wedding came, and it was lit. It was the talk of the town. Everyone in the village attended. Chike brought his family and friends from the city, and their presence made the event even more glamorous. There was surplus food and drink, enough to feed everyone, and even left over to take home. Obi and Amara watched in amazement. Nneka had found true love and happiness, and it came in the way she least expected. The end. Trust is precious, betrayal is bitter, but love, true love, always finds the heart that is patient. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.